Good evening, everyone. Hope everyone's well. My name is Tabriz, the best grassroots centre back you'll ever lay your hands on. 100%. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. In the middle of the screen, we have Emeka. How you doing, sir?
I'm very good. I'm very good.
And then to the far left or right, depending on literally how you kind of look at it, we are looking at the wall that we know as Nana. How you doing, sir?
I'm blessed, brother. I'm blessed.
Good stuff. And again, thank you to everyone that's been tuning in and supporting. Please like and subscribe. You know what? We're going to go straight into it. We're going to go straight. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, let me just kind of give you a bit of a rundown in terms of what's going on today. We've got Derek Asamoah coming on at 9 o'clock, ex-pro, and he'll be about his journey, and we'll be kind of literally asking him questions about, you know, what's kind of going on with Ghana, and I know that his son is now in the professional game, so we'll be talking to him. We'll be talking to Leigh from Crayford Arrows at 8:30, and he'll be talking about his team. We'll be talking about football in general. We'll be talking about Vets football and anything else that's been going on. Of course, we'll be talking about the league games and also the London Cup Vets matches sponsored by yours truly. But first of all, we are talking about the brain. We're talking about focus. We are talking about mentality as a footballer. And let's kind of really kind of go straight into it, to be honest. You know, Nana, I literally want to start with you. You know, again, you literally played at a high level. And you know, I just want to kind of go like straight into it. For you, what is like the biggest tip that you could give to any aspiring player looking to go into the pro game? Oh, can't hear you.
It's not about talent. It's about working your socks off. Talent is just 10% of it. If you think you can do tricks and skills and whatnot, you last a little bit, but whoever works harder than you will reach a very high level. It's as simple as that. I don't think I need to actually expand on that.
Okay. And to Emeka, in terms of what you've seen in the professional game, have you, of course, like, let's kind of briefly talk about social media and, well, for like now, do you think in the professional game, so, you know, social media is a hindrance? Is it kind of something that people actually need to be on?
I think if it was me, I'd have like a team that actually handles my social media for me. I wouldn't be handling it myself. I wouldn't go on social media myself if I was a professional footballer. Because ultimately on social media, people's hiding behind screens. They would see you in the street. I'm sure they wouldn't say half the things that are said on social media. You know, today's another day. When you're a footballer, you know, one chance you might take, one mistake that you might make one day, you know, 3-4 days down the line, you have another opportunity to put that right. And I think football fans are very fickle. You can make one mistake one game and you're the worst footballer in the world, get out of my club. You know, you play a midweek game and you score, or you make a good tackle, whatever it might be, you play well, and then suddenly they forgot about what went before that. So it must be really hard when you have a bad game and then suddenly you're being told that you're the worst player in the club's history, or, you know, you get racist abuse. So personally, I just wouldn't go on it. You know, you hear a lot of footballers always say that I only care about what, you know, my coaches, my managers saying, but they have to say that. But I'm sure when they actually get home and they're reading this stuff, is quite hard to take.
Cool. And I literally kind of want to open this like to you guys. The like fear of making a mistake as a pro player or literally as a kind of grassroots player. What do you guys think about, you know, players that literally want to take a risk, or players that make continuous mistakes? I mean, is like that, you know, loss of confidence, loss of form? I mean, what's your opinion about that?
I think it depends on the mistake. No, I'm an Arsenal fan, so when I talk about Granit Xhaka, those those kind of mistakes I can't legislate for. I don't understand what he's doing. When you think about other mistakes like maybe a John Stones, I don't think a Guardiola will necessarily mind because that's the way they've been asked to play. And when defenders do get caught playing out from the back, or even you've seen Edison make mistakes, Allison make mistakes trying to play out from the back, the manager doesn't, they don't mind with the way you want to play, playing out from the back. Mistakes are going to happen, but it's going to be once or twice in a season. And for all the benefit you get from playing out from the back, the manager's probably already, accounted for one or two mistakes. Yeah, we'll give away a few goals, but it's going to get us more goals. We're going to control the game by playing in that manner. So I think, footballers are given that right to take risks, but that's when you're actually on the ball. The other stuff, like Granit Xhaka, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, yeah, I think for me anyway, I think if we were talking about playing out from the back or trying skills, I think most managers, they tell you when you can take risks and what risks you can take. So I think, you should be free to do so.
Sure. And again, we've all banter aside, like you are probably one of the most, you are a risk taker, and sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. And, I've kind of put things, out on socials, you doing certain things. I mean, what's your mentality after you've made a mistake, or literally, is it something that you think about when you get home? I mean, what's your thought process?
Nah, I don't think about it when I get home. No chance.
Really?
It's because I've got confidence in my ability to. I'm thinking of what I'm doing. Say I'm giving a ball across the, across goal, for example, and I don't kick it properly and it gets intercepted. I know what I've done. I know I could do it better. So I'm thinking next time I know what to do. I don't do that again or go somewhere else. I'm not, as you already know, I'm not one to like just hoofing the ball in the air and then let it fall where it may. I want to play football. And it means that sometimes I may not get as much time as I want on the ball because of, a striker, bearing down on me. But you can only learn. If you don't make the mistakes, you never learn. And just like the balance of probability that Emeka described, if you're gonna make a few mistakes, but in the whole course of the season, those risks that you took provided better dividends, then you can sleep easy knowing that you're trying to play a particular way, you're trying to do the right things. So well, I wouldn't be thinking about it too tough.
But I mean, okay, so let's kind of talk about Titus Bramble. Everyone kind of knows that he made crazy amounts of mistakes, but he was just general, no, but like in like general, he was a very good defender. But literally, everyone highlights his mistakes, and literally that's the tag that Titus Bramble, by hook or by crook, is now being labeled with, and also as well with David James, Calamity James. Like he's a really, really good like goalkeeper. But again, it's what do you guys think about tags and recognition and criticism that a lot of pro players or even grassroots players get?
See, Emeka said it before. If you make the same mistakes over and over again, then it sticks in the minds of everybody. The same mistakes. It means you're not learning. Since Xhaka came into the Premier League, he's had more sending offs than anybody else. And it's for the same stupid things. This is not about playing from the back, or it's like no regard for anybody around you when he's making those tackles. It's like he doesn't think about them, and that's going to stay with you for the rest of your life. Now it's up to the coach or the manager to decide: are these mistakes going to cost us big time? Do we want to continue keeping him in the team even though he's going to make these mistakes? It's for them to decide. People like Titus Bramble, it's the same basic mistakes. If you're making different mistakes, then we're saying, well, this is different, that situation is different, but it's the same basic things. David James, the same thing, Calamity James. So I can't really say much about them because they're doing the same thing over and over again. That's why people are identifying them with those mistakes. You see what I'm saying? But if you're learning from your mistakes, then we can say, well, he did that wrong, but look what he did. Look at what he did in the next game, and so on and so forth. That's my opinion on that.
Emeka, I mean, have you been in any situations where you've looked at a teammate, or you've been in a changing room and you just look around and like you think there's something not right here? The mentality, the confidence, the focus is just gone. And literally, what did either the manager or players around you try and do to amend that?
I mean, not personally. I think when we talk about, at least at the level that I play, it's usually when players are talking at the start of the game about going out afterwards, or having like a night out. That's usually when the manager's just like, okay, that we've got a game that we need to prepare for, like we need to focus. But I think for all footballers, as soon as that whistle goes, I think football, and why a lot of people do love football, is that whatever stresses or whatever's going on in your life at that present moment, as soon as that whistle blows, you're not thinking about anything else. You are just focused on the game. So I do think footballers are quite good at, you can have a laugh before the game and not be serious. And as soon as that whistle blows, that you're right on it. So yeah, I don't think I've ever been in a situation where I looked at a teammate and been like, he's not focused today. So I know ultimately, once the game starts, everyone will be on it.
Yeah, cool. And welcome Barry from Ultimate Sports Network. How you doing, sir?
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening, guys.
I'm gonna put you straight into it, Bazza. So again, you are kind of quite influential on social media. How do you cope with criticism, and literally what is your response to recognition? Positive recognition.
Yeah, criticism you're going to get anyway, aren't you? Even if the bigger you get, the more criticism you're probably likely to get, because people naturally become jealous and things of that nature. But the way I deal with it is I treat it. Social media is social media. It's not real life. It's not my friends or family, is it? So someone who criticizes me personally, I meet face to face, I probably treat differently to someone who criticizes me on social media, because I'm probably never going to meet them anyway. So in respect of social media, I don't really take it personally. I just think that some people like to hit out at somebody, and it might be you that day. And the same with praise. It's superficial, isn't it? It's not from someone you potentially will know or value. So if it's someone I really know well and they want to praise me or they want to criticize me, then I might take it a bit more seriously. But if it's from someone on social media who I'm probably never going to meet, then I take it with a pinch of salt, really. And I think that's how you should treat it, really, because social media it's not real. It
is real or not? I mean,
medium. It's not.
It is real, Barry.
It's not real in terms of you're hardly likely to meet those people, are you, Tabrice? So it's not real in that sense. Someone going to your face and saying to you this, that, or the other. So I don't treat it like it's a personal attack on me. Or a personal praise for me. If someone praises it, that's fine. If someone wants to say something that's negative, that's fine. They're entitled to do that, but that shouldn't sway you in what you're trying to do. You should really take it from people that you know quite well, or people that have been in the game a long time. Then maybe that they've got more right to say things than people that you probably don't even know or ever likely to meet. I personally, that's how I look at it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think for like me on a kind of personal level, I think a lot of the people that DM me and call me, I let you know them. So I kind of take their I take their kind of criticism and their and their praise seriously. And yeah, of course, it kind of gets to a stage where you like, no matter what people say, like, you have to move on. I think on a kind of platform like this, of course, people associate me as the amateur footballer, which is cool, but it's the platform. But of course, I'm kind of still putting out the majority of the content. So criticism, of course, it is what it is. But especially when like certain things, it's not true. So so it's kind of hard not to either respond or to again stay focused, because hey, like I've kind of been in certain situations where I've just had to take a time out and actually think, I can't believe such and such has actually said this, But hey, it's the kind of medium that we're in now, and yeah, exactly what you said before, Barry. I think the bigger you become, the more opinions people will have, and again, that's just with life, that's just life. So, and again, I've got a question to you guys. Do you think loss of focus, especially in football, that could be because people are not aiming high enough, or and are very comfortable in their box? I mean, what's kind of people's opinion? And again, this is from the grassroots all the way up to the elite.
I think, just following on from my earlier point, I don't think footballers suffer from a loss of focus. Everyone's talking about Rashford, like his dip in form being because he's focusing on other stuff. Like with the school meals, and he had Hetzer Bellerin. People talking about, he's like more interested in fashion. I can't fathom that once the whistle blows that they're going to be thinking about those things rather than actually playing football. So if Rashford missed the one-on-one, that's not the reason he's missed the one-on-one. Isn't because of the stuff he's been doing, off the field. He trains the same amount as everyone else. The time that the manager wants him to be training, he's obviously training. It's his job. Whatever he wants to do outside that is his own personal business. Once the whistle blows, he's there to play football. I can't imagine he's going to be doing anything else or thinking about anything else. So, for me, I don't think footballers suffer that. I think, and going back to your thing about labels that footballers get, it's about who gives them the labels rather than actually what's actually going on the pitch. I'm sure Titus Bramby played at the top level for a long time. David James played at the top level for a long time, got a lot of England caps, so clearly actual people in the know thought he was a good defender and thought James was a good goalkeeper. It's the media and people like us who give them these labels. So I think as a footballer, I'd be like, you know what, it is what it is. You're sat in the stands, I don't really care. My manager likes what I'm doing, so I'll keep it moving.
Cool. And Nana, I don't know if you've got an opinion in terms of people that not aiming higher enough, which can let's say can actually make people lose focus. I'd love to get your opinion.
I mean, I don't know about aiming higher. Everybody depends on what you want to get out of what you're doing, isn't it? I don't know how it will be related to. Well, you could say if I want to be a professional footballer, then I need to be on it from minute one. From the early years of my career all the way through. So then you can argue that I need to stay focused at all times. But when it comes to simple, one-off games or throughout the season, you can see in the professional game that when people lose focus or when people are not paying attention to what's happening on the pitch, these professionals are so good that they punish you. Like, it's very glaring. And it comes all the way down, even from the professional leagues all the way to the grassroots football. I mean, on a normal Saturday, you're playing, and if your mind is not there, if your mind is not right on the game you're playing, you're not anticipating that pass. You're not seeing danger when it's coming. So I would agree that in everything you do, whether it's grassroots or whether it's a professional level, you need to remain focused at all times. It is, if that's what you want to do, you have to be on it from minute one, to the end.
I think all of us have been in a situation where a team is playing really well. We're coming back from injury or we're not in the squad. How do you gear yourself up during the week, knowing that, of course, we can't train every single day, and like also in the back of your mind, knowing that you may not be playing, or literally you may not be in the starting 11. Emeka.
Yeah, not much, to be honest. If I'm on the bench, to me, like, my mindset wouldn't change. I think I'm one of those players, even when I'm one of the key members in the team, I'll still turn up to every game with the mindset that, it's the manager's decision. I could be on the bench today. I can't be. If you get into the change room, you get given your roles, whether you're on the bench or not. If I'm on the bench, if the manager wants to give me 20 minutes, 2 minutes, whatever it is, when I'm to come onto the pitch, he's going to give me what he needs me to do. Then you get on the pitch, and you can only do your best as a footballer. So I wouldn't really overthink it. Like, you're playing that team for a reason, because you're good enough to be in whichever team you're playing for. When you step on the pitch, you do it. You do what you do. Yeah, I wouldn't overthink it during the week or anything like that.
Cool. And actually, to Barry, I mean, what if like your son wasn't in the starting 11 week in, week out? I mean, what's the advice you would give to him?
Personally, listen to your coaches, listen to your dad, listen to your friends, and it's just because you're not starting doesn't mean you're not good enough. It just might mean that the coach at the time has got different plans, may have different plans for you, may have different plans for the team. Remember, what I always try and tell him is you're part of a team. It's not about you. It's about the team. And of course, when they're younger, they always want to play. And I suppose when you're older, you always want to play as well. But I mean, when they're younger, they always want to play. They always want to win. But I do try and tell him that you are part of a team, and that, just because the manager's not playing you doesn't mean you aren't good enough, or you are part of a team, and you need to stay on it. Listen to your coaches, ask questions, and do everything they ask you to do. That's all you can do. You can't do any more than that. Always do your best. Always try your best, and always ask questions as to of coaches why you might not be in the team. There's nothing wrong in doing that, in asking a question as to why. You might learn something from it as well. Instead of stomping off and getting in the mood about it, you might actually learn something from your coach about why you're not in the team and how you can improve. So yeah,
okay,
basically that.
And no, I mean, I know that you've been playing in goal for the past couple of games. Again, as a kind of goalkeeper, you do play as a centre back as well. So, again, any advice for any up and coming, aspiring, or even old and experienced goalkeepers? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I'm not a goalkeeper, so
I know.
I get myself ready to get there on the pitch. Now, I'm in the squad. I'm a team player. If I'm needed to go and goal, then that's where I'm going to go. Obviously, I want to be out on the pitch playing, but I never really think of me and me alone. Wherever it suits the team, that's where I'll go, and that will be my mentality, gearing me through the week for Saturday. I just want to play football. I just want to do my bit to help the team. So I guess my advice would be prepare yourself physically and mentally, and be ready. Just be ready. Anything can happen. Somebody might be injured. They'll say, well, you usually play left back, but today I want you to play higher up the pitch or come somewhere. Just, if you understand football, then you can play a lot of positions on the pitch, obviously depending on your physical attributes as well. So just get yourself ready, and wherever you're needed, do your best over there.
Cool. Love that. And again, what a great way to round up this segment. So in the next segment, we're going to take a quick 2-minute break. Thank you, Emeka, for kind of coming on right now. In the next segment, we'll be having Leigh from Crayford Arrows. Nana will be talking about the Catford game, and we'll also have Paul, aka Black Clock, that will be talking about the independent Bow Street Runners match yesterday. Thank you guys for watching. See you soon. Welcome back. So we are now going to go straight into the vet segment. And again, let me just, well, actually, there's kind of no need for me to apologize. For some reason, the full-time website is down, or literally I can't get to certain tables for whatever reason. So I can only go with the content that I managed to pull off first. So there were games yesterday, and let me go through them in terms of what I've got. So Division 1, Glebe 1, Stansfield 5. You know, Stansfield are kind of gone on a crazy run at this present moment, you know, beating like wow. Glebe is a kind of big statement. Johnson and Phillips 5, New Park Vets 5. I mean, I can't even imagine what type of game that was. But again, this is like vets football, and again, both teams on their day kind of like, you know, really kind of put out a really good performance. And this is in the London Cup Vets. I believe it is the third round. Charcoal Vets 9, Red Bridge 3. That is a absolute beating. Wow. And you know, Red Bridge beat Independent and Santos to actually get to that stage. And yeah, Charcoal beat them 9-3 in the London Cup Vets. So let's kind of go with the fixtures for next week. Glebe versus Johnson and Phillips, New Park Vets versus Defiance, and Stansfield versus LSUA. And the table as it looks right now, Stansfield's top, Charcoal second, LSUA third, Johnson and Phillips fourth, Glebe fifth, New Park sixth. I believe Colhammer's at, you know, they've literally folded, so I'm not too sure why they're still there, but hey, they're like there. Metro Gas 8th and Defiance last. For some reason, it won't let me bring up the Division 2 tables, so there's nothing I can say about teams in Division 2. But anyway, in the green room, let me just add Leigh. How you doing, Leigh?
Oh yeah, thanks for having me on.
and then we have Paul, aka Black Clock. How you doing, sir?
Hi everyone.
Leigh,
Sorry,
let's
Gary. No, you're good.
Leigh, let's like start with you. Would love to know a little bit about Crayford Arrows, what like division you actually play in, and your result yesterday, if US played.
Yeah, no problem. I was just going to maybe take a couple of minutes, maybe talk to you a little bit about the club just for a couple of minutes, and then dive a little bit deeper into the 2010s. So that's my team that's in Division 5 of the Southern Vets Football League. And then maybe reflect on the league itself and how it's changed over the last 10 years where I've been involved. And that won't be a long bit, just be a couple of bits that I'd bring out to see the ones that are really making a difference. But yeah, so Crayford Arrows itself as a club, formed in 1981. Obviously, its 40th anniversary was last year. The club primarily is set up to exist for junior football, right? So it's got 40 teams across all age groups and genders. The men's side, though, play in Division 1 of the Kent County Football League. We've got a Sunday men's senior team as well as ladies seniors. We've also got 2 vet sides that play in the SVFL in Division 4, and in my team, as I said, the 2010s in Division 5. So from a Division 5 perspective, I started out 4 seasons ago managing the 2010s. I wasn't looking at going to management at all. I'm getting on a little bit in terms of age, and I slowly came round to the idea. It's not been easy by any stretch of the imagination. I'll say over those 4 seasons, we've probably seen about 100 different players feature into that squad and play through and come in and out. And as you've seen, and continuity is quite important at this level, right? Because you want to try and forge some sort of consistency on a Saturday by Saturday basis. If you fast forward to this season now, right, I think I've got the strongest squad that I've ever been in charge of. With strength and depth in most positions, if not all of them. So points of reference on that. What I'd call out is, how important it is. So I put Wayne Foreman in as a goalkeeper, right? And we know at this level, finding a keeper is so troublesome. Nana's just referenced that. He's playing in goal sort of like temporarily to shore up the team. But finding the right one's even harder. We also attracted Vinny Akampong from Norwood Lakers as a striker. And both of those players have got good experience in non-league, right? As well as bringing in 3 strong ball-winning midfielders, right? So in addition to that, right, James Kuziapu, who manages Kamazi Strikers on a Sunday, his links, he brought Aaron Dalhouse in, right? And he gave us some really strong pre-season training, right, to improve our touch and fitness as we went through. And that's worked wonders for us, right? It got us off to a real strong start and it's put us where we needed to be. As well as Simon Kempton, I know we just touched upon, social media briefly, but Simon Kempton runs our social media through Insta, and he's managed to get us out there a little bit more, get some people following us so they understand who we are, they can see our results and follow us a little bit in terms of how we're getting on. But in terms of the outcomes or the targets for this season, right at the beginning of the season, I wanted us to challenge for promotion and reach a League Cup final. We're going to need some results to go our way, and also not drop any points for the rest of this season now, based on the result that we got yesterday against LSU. But we're still in the mix for it. And we're in the semi-final of the League Cup as well. So we're still on target to hit the outcomes that we looked at the very beginning of the season, and everyone in the team's committed to that. So we are still in the mix. Disappointing aspect for me this year, we've dropped points this year through 2 losses and a draw, where we have been 2 goals in front in all 3 of those games. So we know we've got to be more disciplined when we go in front. And we've got to get better when we're in those positions fundamentally. I would say, like all of the SVFL divisions, right, Div 5 is competitive, right? Outside of a couple of teams, anyone on their day can beat anyone else, right? And I know a lot of leagues are like that. But that said, if I look at Swanscombe and Aztec, and I appreciate the lower levels of, the SVFL may not be discussed or talked about, right? So many people may not know these teams, but Swanscombe and Aztec, I would say they're the most consistent teams in that league from a point of view, the table doesn't lie, right? They haven't dropped many points. Aztec were unbeaten before going into Christmas until we met them and rolled them over 3-1, which was great for us. I think yesterday against LSU, that's going to give them a little bit more confidence, right? Because it gives them a little bit more headroom. But there's still some twists and turns, right? We can get there. Then finally, I was just going to turn a bit before we come back to you guys, maybe take some questions, is, what's happened over the last 10 years? I've been playing and managing over the last 10 years in the SVFL. Key aspects, it's gone from 4 divisions to 7 over that time. So there's a real hunger and a thirst to play at this level of football. There's people that are coming to that right age that want to do it. The competitiveness for me is exactly the same. That's always been there. The main difference now is the quality of the teams, right? And how that's improved. And also what's come along with that is how serious it's got. And I say serious in air quotes, right? But if I go back 10 years, right, it was still guys, it was almost like Sunday league football coming out of a pub, and there's a lot of smoking going on, etc. Now you see less of that. You see like these organised drills before games, people warming up in the right way. We're obviously doing it for the right reasons. So the seriousness has got there, but we've got to be mindful of it. People still want to come out and remain quite fit and energetic. The age of squads is perceivably lower. The fitness is higher. Particularly in the top two divisions, you can almost hide some of your team's capability issues if you've got fitness levels that are higher than the others. You can really get some results out of that. The knock-on effect has seen a growth in the Sunday sort of scene and friendly only vets teams, right? That is allowing some of the older players to move away from the more, organised clubs, and they can play friendlies, etc. on a Sunday, and they can still get their exercise in a different way, which is good, right? I think that is very positive, particularly from a mindfulness perspective. Two key parts though, right? The first one, what was the key thing over the last 10 years that I think, the first bit for me was the One Bell, right? Joining the SVFL, right? They joined about 6-7 years ago. I know they're now defunct and they're finished, but they joined the league. They raised the bar in terms of how football was going to be played in that league. Irrespective. There were some great teams that were already in their first division, but they just blew them away, right? The league did make an error, put them in the 5th division in the first season. I don't even think the One Bell enjoyed it, even though they were winning every week, but it wasn't competitive enough for them. That's helped the league get more structured in terms of its due diligence when new teams come along, right? They allow the teams to come in and go in at the right level to make sure that the leagues don't become almost farces, which is great. So look at the quality of the teams. It's grown in the first division and lowered down. It's encouraged teams to think differently about how they play. If you go back 10 years, everyone played 4-4-2. Now you've got all these different formations around. The managers need to think differently about how they combat that. And it's, for me, it's really positive. So that's the first key point for me. It's really raised the bar. And in social media and digital platforms, we touched upon it earlier, or you guys touched upon it very eloquently earlier on. I would say, I'll talk about, you touched upon the pros and cons of it. I'm going to look on the positive side. 10 years ago, right, it was all about phone calls and texts, right, to organise your team. What social media has done, and WhatsApp as well, is, now who's going to show up, hopefully, right? You get a better idea of who your squad and team is well in advance of the game you can work through. If you look at YouTube, Twitter and Insta, it's changed it completely as well through the way you organise yourself and how you market yourself. And the examples of that, look at what we're doing here tonight. Who would have thought that we would have had a vets platform to be talking, right? Technology makes it easier to create, distribute, and get this sort of content access. So everything you're doing here is fantastic. Look at the power of social, right? For some of the teams out there currently, they're attracting crowds that step 4 and step 5 teams would be envious of. I know it's only for certain games, but when you get like sort of 100, 150, 200 people turning up for a vets team, right? That's pretty impressive, right? And there's teams out there that would bite your hand off that sort of crowd. Look at what Twitter and Insta and LinkedIn is doing for old peeps in the 7th division. Now, again, old peeps, I recommend getting Pete Morrison and his chairman on here to talk about what they're doing for the mindfulness stuff. What social's done for them to really put out there what they're doing for mental wellness and the values of their club is tremendous. And Who Vets, Division 6, in the way they market their games and publish match content through YouTube, right? It's really impressive, and it's edited, it's out there quickly, and people can look at it, and they're really leveling the bar up there in terms of how people might want to operate. And then finally, not least, right, what the FA have done, digital platforms allowing, for the whole game system and match day, you can organise yourself better, and you know where you are, and you're cutting a lot of admin out. So I know there was a lot there, but I just wanted to flow it down. You've heard about the club, you've heard about 2010s, you've heard about the draw against LSU, gutted, and then the social media and the One Bell bit. But I mean, I'll pause there maybe.
No, well, hey, I do have a lot more questions for you, but no, thank you for that. Paul, would love to know what happened yesterday with
Independent. Right, we played Bow Street Runners. Second game, we had played them already at their ground. We had won 6-3. Our first game after Christmas, it was an interesting game. They came with a game plan, and I would say it nearly came off for them. Being fair, if it had ended in a draw, that probably would have been a fair result. It was just small details that made us get over the line. But that's why I love Vets football, the way it is. People adapt. We played them first game, sort of open play, and they shut up shop in the second game, and it nearly came off. Sort of played into their hands a little bit. It was our first game back after Christmas. Sort of tweaked a few things, me and Ray, at half time. But yeah, they played really, really well, Bow Street. Really, really well. And as I said, if it had ended in a draw, being honest, it probably would have been a fair result. They deserve more. As people say, sometimes we deserve more out the game. It doesn't happen. But yeah, of course, happy that we got the 3 points. Still unbeaten. So yeah, and of course we've got a big game against my friend Nana on Saturday that I'm looking forward seeing family again. It would be lovely. Have a drink in the bar afterwards. Have a good chat, good banter, which is what it's all about. And of course it'll be a good game. Both got good team, got good players, good management, good fitness levels. So it'll be a very, very good game. Looking forward to it.
And what did you think about the referee who literally officialed?
I'm not talking about the refs. You keep on trying to pull me out. I'm not.
Okay. Well, listen. Okay, I can say it. Listen, I can. Yeah, Paul, you're absolutely right. I think Bow Street came with a game plan, and you know what, they literally executed it well. And again, but like banter was going back and forth. There were some strong challenges, but that's literally what you expect.
Yeah, that's fine.
Chances at either end, and of course, actually, I'm not going to say exactly what was said at half time, but it was literally about just kind of being like patient, more so. Again, credit to Bow Street. They will literally surprise a few teams if they like play like that every single week.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So no. Yeah. And Nana, your game, you guys played who yesterday?
We played no Lakers.
Okay. What was the score?
6-1.
Okay.
Good game. The building blocks are slowly settling in. The concrete is hardening. That's what I want to say about this Catford team. I mean, from the first whistle, we were on them, just popping the ball about, playing some really, really good football. The pitch was heavy. We played at Bellingham Leisure Centre. Pitch was heavy, and then just a mistake, and then they got in and scored. I must say, apologies to my teammate. I wasn't warm yet, so I let that go in. So sorry, but that was the only chance they got, really. They got one more, but that was about it in terms of the threat that they posed to us. Very, very solid performance. Stringing passes together, very good 1-2s. I mean, by the end of the first half, it was practically over. But I think we maintained a very professional performance, kept on playing football. The levels somewhat dropped in the second half because obviously the game's won. But they kept playing to the very end. We kept going, trying to do the right things. We're looking forward to next week, Mr. Klopp. It's definitely going to be a good game.
Definitely.
Family on both sides. So we're definitely looking to erase that 0-1 for you.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course. You're definitely going to have to bring your A game tomorrow, next week. Definitely.
Yeah.
No, Marcus is getting it together, and we knew he would. He's getting it together. You've got some of your players that we know, Johnny, you, you know, your mentality is winning. You know, you're a winner, so that will spread. Same as Marcus as well. You know what I mean? You're winners, so it will spread throughout the team. Just takes a bit of time.
Yeah, and I did mention Catford as a dark horse, and you know exactly what Nana was saying. I think now they've kind of got the confidence now, and you know, literally, I can say, you know, even as an independent player, you know, we can't afford games like yesterday against a team like Catford. Is, you know, but you know, on the other hand, independent have the mentality to get through a game like that, and again, being like patient and literally having like the goal dust and the you know, I'd say like the framework to actually get the job done. So you know, there's you know, I don't know if you can look at it as glass half empty or full, depending on how you can like to drink your coffee. And Leigh, so you like guys who are in Division 5, and again, apologies, because I can't get to the league table. Where are you in League 5, and you know, what's your aspirations for this season and next?
Yeah, so we're third. As I said in the earlier bit, you know, Swanscombe are top and Aztec are third. Aztec are second. We're third. We want to get promoted this year, but the you know, the results, you know, those 3 games that we've dropped, where we've been 2 goals clear, that's just not good enough, right? And the draw yesterday with LSU, it was a last-minute free kick. We got the draw for LSU, and 3 we were fuming when we came off. It was nothing to do with how the ref performed or any sort of sinister behaviour by LSU. It was nothing to do with that. We beat ourselves, right? And realistically, I think we could have been 5 or 6 up in the first half. And that's what a day in the office we had. It was terrible. So I still think promotion is doable this year, but we need those results to go against us. We need Aztec and Swanscombe to try and neutralise each other. They've got to play each other twice, and we've also got to play Aztec and Swanscombe again. So there's points there for grabs, but there's some teams there that can roll people over. It's like any league, as I said. You know, there's teams that might be sitting 7th or 8th, but on their day, you know, they can still go out and overperform and you know, and turn over some of the teams that are at the top there. So promotion, we still want to go there. I think realistically it'll be second. I don't think we can win the championship there at all. But realistically, I think that the cup is also strong for us. We're in the semi-final against Sydenham at the beginning of April. Hopefully we can get to a final, and then hopefully get some silverware this year, which will be the first for a Vets team at Crayford. So that's where we want to aim for.
Cool. And this is a question to Paul, Leigh, and also Nana. What I'd say, not advice, but like, what would you say to anyone that's turning, you know, 35 this year, or like, you know, literally possibly next season? What would you say to anyone that's literally on the fence regarding Vets football?
I'd say just do it. Right, if you can't play at the level you're currently playing at, and you're moving into 35, and you've always wanted to play at Vets level, just do it. It's more exciting than you'd probably give it credit for. You know, there's friends of mine that play good step level of football. They're still in management in the Eastern League. They played for VCD a couple of seasons ago, and you know, these guys were good players, and they couldn't believe some of the pace that it was being played at in the first division. So people just look at Vets, outsiders looking in, and they see it's just a bunch of old guys, pot bellies, smoking, running around, can't really deal with it, right? It's far beyond that. So that'd be my advice. Just come along and see it and get involved. It's really worth doing. Actually,
you know, to be honest, Leigh, you haven't seen Nana, so like in terms of like the pot belly, I think you're kind of right there.
No. Anyone could do it then, right? Anyone can do it.
It's you know, Leigh, it's very funny because this pot belly kept this guy on the bench for almost 4 years. You know, so it's what you come here and how you can execute on the pitch on a Saturday. So,
there. And Paul, I'd actually love to get your opinion.
Yeah, the same as what Leigh said. If you're not enjoying open age, if you find a vet side that's close to you, go down. And if you love football and you want to continue playing, come down and play Vets. It's competitive, very competitive. You know, you find a decent team. It's a good, you know, you'll enjoy yourself. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you only have to look on social media and some of these teams, some of the posts out there in terms of the match footages. Listen, some of these players in this division and above, I mean, say Division 1, 2, 3, they can easily outrun open age teams. They can easily outplay open age teams. So you only have to look, and you'll be surprised. I mean, we were all very skeptical about, I'm not that old yet. We all have that mentality of, walking football. But I got into West football when I was refereeing West football.
Mhm.
I was playing open age and I was refereeing West football, and I saw the level of competition. I saw the level of fitness, and I'm like, hang on, there's no point chasing these 17, 18-year-olds anymore. I can test my metal over here because some of these guys are really, really fit.
Mm.
They're really skilled. We've got a lot of ex-pros in the game as well. So this is where I want to be. You see what I'm saying? So you only have to look around and see what's happening. You'll be surprised when you get here. Your level might not be as high as you thought it was when you enter the best football. So find a team and join, and you would definitely enjoy it.
Yeah.
Cool. And Baza, I know you've been quiet. Apologies. Have you kind of got any questions to like anyone or like any thoughts?
I was going to ask Paul and Nana, when is this a cup game you guys are playing, or is it
No, league game.
League.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I didn't think he was in the same league. That was all. I thought he was in different leagues, but okay.
No. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Did you play Saturday?
No.
Is that really a question you want to ask to Breeze? I thought you knew the answer by now.
Listen, I'm actually injured. But
6 games a season.
Listen, I was there to like support. Literally, I'm not gonna rush an injury if I don't have to. But believe you me, I'm kind of doing everything that I can to be considered in the squad. This Saturday.
What's your injury again? Your pinky toe?
Listen, Nana, you just stay in goal because that literally like you're not going to burn any calories there, so it's all right. All right. But Leigh, so again, you like said that you beat Aztec, and again that was a big result. We before I was kind of literally talking about confidence and like focus. What's the kind of one like thing that you always tell the like players either before, during, and after a game?
I think the main conversation before the game is, just ask them to just bring their best out onto the pitch. That's all I ask for every week. I think every manager wants that anyway. I think it's just we playing over above that. It's we playing how important the matches are, right? Because when I talk to some of my players, they come off after that Aztec game and say, "Yeah, we couldn't believe it. I was right up for that game this week." And my questions are, "How come you weren't for the game last week and the week before? You got to be on that." As Nana said, earlier on around being on it all the time from minute one. You got to be like that from minute one, week one, all the way through to week 40 or whatever it is, and that's where I think we struggle as well. So yeah, it's getting into their minds. They have to be absolutely up for it, and just give them a clear game plan. Right, that's what I try and set out for the team before the match. Give them a clear game plan. Ask them how I want to execute it, and I would say the majority of the time the team do go out there and do it. And when they do it, they get the results they deserve. When they don't, that's when we start to slip, and then actually the managerial role becomes more difficult as you're trying to move stuff around mid-game and trying to get people energized for it and get it up, particularly if you go one behind or if you're struggling to get a goal. But yeah, that's it. Clear game plan, and just keep reminding them of how important the matches are. That Aztec game before Christmas, by the way, they were on a 6-timer, right? They were unbeaten for 6 games. They were beating teams 13-2s and 15s and 16s, and we just knew we just had to bring everything to that game to get anywhere. And the guys did it, so I thank them for that. It was a good game, and Aztec played really well that day as well. They're a great side. They're a great side.
Cool. And
I think
again,
that's their only loss, isn't it? That's their only loss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
Yeah,
No, thank
yeah.
you.
I'll be kind of definitely looking out for Crayford Arrows, and literally again, I will literally openly admit, I don't really know a lot of teams outside of the top two divisions. So again, big like shout out to Simon. I know that you mentioned Simon. He was very relentless in terms of DMing me and messaging me, and I was like, you know what, if a team is very kind of keen to actually come like onto like the platform, I literally have to get them on. So again, you mentioned about social media, and again, without socials, I wouldn't know yourself, Leigh, and literally what Crayford Arrows actually do. Question to Paul and Nana, actually, exactly what I said to Leigh. Is there anything that you guys say or do before, during, and after a game? And I'll actually let me start with Paul.
What do you mean, say or do?
In terms of confidence, focus, what's the kind of literally one thing you literally demand from the players?
Well, I'm always confident. The squad we have has been together a long time, and obviously every slogan you add to it. So I'm always confident on a Saturday turning up. The one thing I demand is a good warm up from everybody. That's the thing. If you're not on it in the warm up, you're gonna hear my mouth. Simple.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. And Nana,
leave everything out there on the pitch. You have no regrets. Enjoy yourself. You can criticize, but give constructive criticism, because you want everybody's heads to be okay on the pitch, playing together, playing for you, playing as a team. Have no regrets when you come when you come off the pitch, and make sure everybody's focused, on the prize. Say,
cool. Guys, thank you so much for like being part of the vets section. Leigh, Nana, and Paul, thank you again.
Okay.
Again, please, actually, Leigh, before you go, again, before Paul and Nana, Leigh, could you kind of give everyone your Instagram details, your kind of social media handles, if you know them off by heart?
God, I'm way beyond that. That's why I've got people to do that for me. I think it is as simple as Crayford Arrows 2010. So Crayford Arrows 2010, get us on Insta. We're on there. I'm all over it.
And Paul,
What's that?
The independent social media handles.
It's independent, isn't it? Independent on Instagram. Independent Vets on Instagram. Independent Club on Instagram. And you'll find us there. It's also on your platform as well. They'll find us on there as well. So, yeah. we're there singing and dancing in the changing room. We're there.
Yeah. And also as well on TikTok as well.
On TikTok as well. Yeah.
So you run this there. And Nana?
Catford is Catford _Wanderers_Vets. I guess you're on Instagram.
Cool, great stuff. And actually, Barry, before we leave, could you literally tell everyone, or tell like the guys here right now, why they should join the Ultimate Football Network?
Why they should join the network? It's a way of networking with anyone in football, basically, for free. Got over 4,000 sports professionals on there at the moment. We have just set up a Masters/Vets Telegram group. So, Leigh, you're welcome to join that. I think Paul's already in that as well. I think Baz is in that as well, actually. I'm not sure. But yeah, we just started that up now. So anyone who wants to join, just message me on the Sportsnet or Ulti Footnet on Twitter, or contact Tabriz Football Network.
Okay, brilliant. All right, let me take off again. Leigh, Nana. Actually, well, hopefully Nana will actually be on when Derek comes on. Again, Paul and Leigh, you are like more than welcome to actually stay on when Derek comes on. We're going to go for a quick 2-minute break, and then we'll be hopefully introducing Derek when he comes on. But again, thank you to Leigh, Paul, and Nana.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
All right, take care.
All right. Well, I am waiting for Derek to come on. So while we're waiting, let's quickly talk about the African Cup of Nations in terms of what we've seen thus far. I would again, please just chime in. I mean, actually, well, let's kind of talk about this kind of refereeing situation. I believe it was Mali versus Tunisia. Was it Tunisia?
Which one are you talking about when he ended the game early?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would literally love to get people's opinion about that.
Oh man, I don't even know what to say. It's a tough one. Yeah, I'm not sure. I have no words.
You have no words.
Did he only have one watch?
Well, that's the thing. I thought referees normally have 2 or 3, or at least you have
They normally
3
have
anyway.
2 or 3, yeah, normally, yeah.
It looked like he only had one watch, so from there, if one of them something goes wrong with the one, you haven't got anything to fall back on, which it's just basics, isn't it? But like a lot of things at the tournament, even they were playing like wrong national anthems when teams were like lining up. There's been a lot of things at the tournament which just haven't been good. Yeah, even the coverage of the tournament is pretty poor. Like, I tried to watch the Nigeria game and like Sky only like showed the last like 28 minutes or something. So yeah, man, the whole tournament's a shambles, to be honest. But Nigeria will still win it. But yeah, so it's a poor tournament.
Shut up.
Ooh, it's a big shout.
Listen,
Barry?
I wouldn't say the whole tournament's a shambles. I think that's a bit harsh. But I do agree with you on the refereeing side of things. I mean, you only have one job. There's been reports that he was taken to hospital, suspected sunstroke. So if that's really true, then my prayers goes out to him just to get him well. My thing is, this is the only tournament that you have Black represented referees. This is the only tournament. So in my books, you need to get shit spot on. You need to get things right. Now, gross incompetence doesn't even begin to summarize it, because as a referee team, you work as a team of 4. So, and you're on comms. So you're definitely talking to each other. So I have no idea what has gone on there. The only thing I can say, I mean, could somebody not have said to him, actually, because he stopped the game twice, didn't he? He stopped it.
Yeah, that's what I can't work out now. That's what I can't work out.
The only thing I can say is that the sun definitely got to him. So my prayers can go out, because it's very unusual. You work in a team of 4. You're always on comms, you're always talking. So it's 4 minutes to go, 5 minutes to go, and you should have 2 watches. I mean, I'm a grassroots referee, and I have 2 watches all the time.
That's what I was going to ask you.
One for stoppages, and then one just keep running until, so I know the actual time. I know when the 45 minutes has elapsed, and then I can, But it's like I said, gross incompetence doesn't even begin to believe it, and that the only thing I can chalk it is the sunstroke. And if that's what happened to him, then we can't really be sad, or we can't really have an opinion about it, because then somebody was in trouble mentally, physically.
Yeah.
So it can affect your decision making. So we can forgive him on that line. But it was, I feel sad when these things happen, and you have those stupid racist captions like "only in Africa, only in Africa." It's absolute nonsense. Did Howard Webb not referee Holland versus a cup final and show one person 3 yellow cards? So those clickbaits. What I'll say to those idiots is that clickbait headlines, they need to stop that nonsense. It's not only in Africa; it happens everywhere. Some of the worst refereeing decisions I've seen right here in this country and in Europe. But anyway.
Yeah, it is good. But
it is what it is.
I was literally going to talk about the Gabon Ghana game, but you know what? Let me not talk about that. Let me kind of get a Ghanaian international onto the show to literally to actually talk about this game. Derek Asamoah. Look how happy Nana look.
Yeah, man.
What's up, fellas?
Good afternoon. Oh, good evening. Good evening.
Evening.
Good evening, Mr. Samuel. It is saying.
Hey, yo, nice way.
Nyamiadum. Fantastic.
Oh, jeez.
Great.
Oh, it's starting now. So Derek, did you watch the Gabon Ghana game?
Gabon.
Yeah. I managed. I was away. I was traveling, but I managed to catch the highlights of the game. And it was a bit disappointing, the result, but what can you do? I thought we done okay. We could have done a bit better, but it's just one of those things, isn't it? It's one of those things.
I hear that. But thank you so much, Derek. And you know, I just want to say now, as the platform's growing, like Derek was the first professional that actually came onto the show. I kind of contacted Derek, and Derek was like, yeah, just kind of literally tell me when and where. And again, without you, like Derek, again, you know, I'd say like the credibility of like me getting professionals onto like the show, it just wouldn't have started. So again, Derek, I just want to just say that live now. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Anytime.
Yeah, and please kind of tell the like panelists and like viewers out there your like career and what you're doing now.
Well, in regards to my career, I started obviously. I came through the back door, so to speak. I didn't have no academy background. I didn't even play for my school team or anything like that. It was very difficult for me to try and make it. And by the time I turned 20, I'd done a bit around in the non-league scene. I played for a couple of non-league clubs, and I managed to join a college program. And we played a game against Leicester City, and I did really well. So they invited me for a 2-week trial, which turned into a month-long trial. But unfortunately, I didn't get anything. But then a team called Northampton was watching me, and they invited me to come and play a game for them. So I went there, and I did well. They invited me to pre-season, done well. And then after pre-season, they offered me my first professional contract.
Wow.
So I stayed at Northampton, which was in League One at the time. I stayed with them for 3 seasons. And then they offered me to stay further on, and they offered me a new contract. But I thought my time's up there. I've done okay there, and I need to move on. Plus, I wasn't getting the money I thought my career deserved at that point, because I've been a pro for 3 years. So I thought a change was needed. So I went up to Mansfield. I went to play for Mansfield, and from then I went to Lincoln, and then Chester City, and then I went to Shrewsbury. Then my real break came when I played for. Well, my first taste of what football was really like was when I got an international call up when I was playing for Chester in Division 2. Ghana got in contact with their club during training. So after training, I got called into the office. They were like, we've got a fax, an email that says you've been invited by the Ghana national team for a friendly game. So I thought they were joking, really. I couldn't believe it, because that time Ghana was ranked, I think, 16th in the world. They had like unbelievable players. They had like Michael Essien, John Mensah, they had Stephen Appiah, Muntari, Asamoah Gyan. Like, they had amazing footballers there. So I thought it was a joke, but it ended up being true. So that was my first real taste into like big time football. And after that, I got a chance with Nice in the south of France in Ligue 1 in France. I was there for two seasons, and after that, I went to Hamilton in Scotland, and then to Lokomotiv Sofia in Bulgaria, and I ended up in South Korea for 3 years, playing for a team called Pohang Steelers, who were rated actually the best team in Asia. They were like the Real Madrid of Asia. They won the most Champions League and stuff out there. So I went out there for 3 seasons, and that was an unbelievable experience. And football there is crazy in South Korea. It was an amazing time. And after that, I came up to England and I joined a team called Carlisle United, and I had a good time there. We played a cup game against Liverpool at Anfield, which we drew, and we drew 1-0, but we lost on penalties, and I managed to score the equaliser for Carlisle, which was, as a Liverpool fan, was an amazing experience for me, scoring at the cup end. So yeah, so I ended my kind of professional playing career at Carlisle, but after that, still got love for the game. I helped Haringey Borough, my local side. Funny story, I tried for them before I became professional and I didn't get in. They said I wasn't good enough when I tried out for them. I think I was like 19 or something like that. Yeah, but I ended up playing for them all these years later and helping them get promoted. And right now I'm playing for a team called New Salami, and we've gone really well. We're second at the moment, looking to get promoted this year. So yeah.
Amazing. Come on, guys. A bit of a round of applause. Come on. Nana, I would love to get your question for that, Derek.
Where do I start?
Just the one question, Nana, please.
Oh, shut up, Fabrice. When you bring someone from Leeds, you ask them 1,001 questions, and I bring someone from Ghana, you want me to? I'm the host of the show now.
Yes, Nana. Tell him.
Mr. Sama, thank you for coming on the show.
No problem.
You traveled far and wide. You know, I watched you growing up. I love everything you do in football. You know, especially your energy. Mm-hmm. No one can call you lazy. And I guess what would my question is, what would you say to the younger ones coming up? You know, trying to get into the professional game, how to conduct themselves as a professional. Mm-hmm. I think that was my question.
With me, it's always hard work has always been the key for me, because no matter what you do, if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get anywhere. Because I remember when I played against Leicester, for my college team, the manager of Leicester, I think the scout or whoever was in charge at that time, said to me, you're not the finished article, but you can run, you don't stop running. So I took that on board. I worked hard anyway, but I took that on board and said, you know what, hard work is so key. It can open so many doors for you. I mean, you can literally just hard work your way into any team, because it's not every day that your talent's going to be visible. You know, you might have an off day, you might have a day where the ball's bouncing off your knee and stuff like that. But if you have that mentality in your head that no matter what, if you're having a bad game, you're going to make sure the person that you're playing against is going to have even a worse game. You understand? So just work hard, and many doors will open, because the manager loves nothing more than someone who's prepared to leave it all out on the pitch, you know. And that's what I think, that's what a lot of managers liked, and a lot of fans took to me a lot, because sometimes when a manager don't want you to play, or when, you know, the fans will always have your back because they know that you try and work so hard for the club, so they're always calling you, putting pressure on the manager to play you and stuff. So for me, hard work is everything, and that's the advice I'll give to any youngster that's trying to make it. That make sure that you're prepared to put in 110% on and off the field, and it will show in your game.
Love that.
One more to Breeze.
No. You know, come on. Like
I said, I'm the host of the show now, to Breeze.
Yeah, hold on.
I'm the host.
Hold on, Nana. Jesus, such a fanboy.
I'm gonna mute you right now.
Relax. Barry would love to get your question.
Derek, I want to ask you about your time at Mansfield. What happened between you and Carlton?
do you want the truth or the made up one?
No, we want the truth, man. Come on.
You only want the truth, you know.
Oh wow. Carlton Palmer.
Yeah.
Where do I start? He came in, and obviously I think at the time I was one of the fans' favorite. I was the favorite there, so I think he had this thing that he wanted to put me back a peg or two, you know. So he made life a bit difficult for me. So one particular game, I think it was against Russian and Diamond, and I had family around Northampton town area. So basically, I said to him the night before the game, is it all right if I travel down and meet the team at the stadium? Because sometimes that's what we do, because the players are from everywhere around the country. So if you play in near where your family is, sometimes you're allowed to drive there and meet the team there. So I asked him, and he said, no problem. You can meet the team there. So I made sure I got to the game nice and early, 15 minutes early before even the coach came. And I sat there, and the coach comes in, and everyone comes into their change room. I'm sitting there, I say hello to everyone. Then he just comes in and takes off his jacket and start pointing at some of the players that traveled down as well. That, when did you ask me to travel down? He's like, 3 days ago. When did you ask? It's like 2 days ago. And he points at me. When did you ask to travel down? So I asked you yesterday, because that's when I didn't ask you on the day. I asked you yesterday because that's when I knew I wanted to go down. You could easily have told me no. And he's like, no, that's the problem, Asma. You do what you want when you want, and just started laying into me. And I was like, hold on, I'm not having this. This is out of order. So I got up, I got off my seat, and got into it. Like they have to separate us and stuff. So I was like, he said to me, you're not in the squad, you're not playing today. This is the last time you play at Mansfield Town. I was like,
wow.
Oh man.
God. So yeah, so that was what that was the story of how I didn't play for Mansfield again.
Wow. And so in hindsight, do you regret acting like that? I mean, how like, do you feel about the situation now?
Because I'm a very reserved person, I'm a very quiet person, and I felt, in terms of the way I reacted to when he was having a go at me, or in terms of asking him when to come in.
When like Carlton was having a go at you in the changing room.
Oh yeah, when he was having a go at me, I don't mind constructive criticism, but I just thought this is a bit taking it far. This is borderline bullying a bit. I need to stick up for myself. Because at the end of the day, yes, I'm a footballer, but I'm a person at the same time, and I feel you can't disrespect me like that in front of my peers, and it wasn't great. I could have maybe, because I've never been put in that situation before, and I'm always like very calm. So it just made my blood boil, the way he was like singling me out and pointing at me and making me feel like using me as a scapegoat, so to speak. And I just thought that I needed to stand up and say something, because it wasn't just that. It was during the time he came. He had it in. I could feel some sort of tension between the two of us, which I didn't get. I didn't understand. But I think everything just boiled down to this. Like, I asked you yesterday, the day before, if I could travel down, and you said yes. You could have easily have said to me, Derek, I don't think it's a bit late, or you need to. I would have been happy with that. I wouldn't mind. But to come in and just start having a go at me, I don't know. Like, probably I would have reacted differently now, but then I thought I stood up for myself, and I thought that was important for me to do.
Okay, cool. Emeka, I'd love to get your question.
So my question is with regards to Pohan Steelers. So I guess your agent or your representation. So when that says, Pohan Steelers, what was your first reaction? Because it's a different one. It's a different one.
My first reaction, because at the time I was doing really well in Bulgaria. I think my team Lokomotiv was second, aiming to win the championship. So it was half season, and I played. I think I had 15 goals, and loads of teams were looking at me and stuff to try and sign me. And then the agent came in and said, Pohang Steelers of South Korea wants to sign you. I was a bit skeptical, because I didn't know the difference between the two Koreas. So, and I've heard a lot of like negative press about the North. So I was like, I wasn't really on it, so to speak. I wasn't really on it. So I spoke to the agent and he said, just look up Pohang Steelers, look up South Korea, look up, do your homework and stuff, and then come back and tell me your answer. So I did that, looked at the team, the history of the team, the fan base, the stadiums, and it was all like, it was amazing, because I thought it was like a third world country or something, but it was so beautiful there. It was amazing. I just said straight away, like, do you know what? I'd rather go. It's different. I had European clubs after me as well, but it's different. They put up the money. They paid a lot of money for me, so that showed me that they're not a joke of a club. You know what I mean? They're a serious club and they want to do things. So yeah, I just had to go for it, for the experience, for everything. Plus, the World Cup that was in Korea and Japan, like the fans were absolutely crazy, if I can remember right. So that kind of had a bearing on it as well. But I was really nervous. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous. Whole new country, but I just had to go with my guts and say, you know what, I can make this work.
Yeah, I love that. And Nana, your second question.
Oh, I was just going to ask about what you thought about Ghana football right now. I mean, my humble opinion is that the glory days are gone, and they need to buckle up, smell the coffee, and rebuild the team. What are your thoughts?
To be, I want to be brutally honest, because I've kind of fell out with Ghana a bit, you know. So I haven't been really, like, I've had issue with them. I haven't been really following them too tough, because I prematurely said to the team, I think there was a game in the USA against Mexico, and I said to the guy that usually sends out the email that I'm not going to play for Ghana again, because I was in the squad to play in the African Nations Cup, and in the last minute there were a lot of messing about, and like, I've played for Ghana on about five occasions. Every single occasion was under a different coach. So the coaches liked me, but for some reason I felt there was a bit of politics going on between why I never, because I should have had way more. I think I got called up like 9 or 10 times, but I played 5 or 6 times. So there was a bit of politics when it comes to me a bit. And like I said, they took me out in the last minute. The 23-man squad was named and I was in it. And then last minute they took me out, and I think they put Andre Ayew's brother, Jordan in. And that really, like, I was in South Africa. I've already travelled for the tournament. It was in South Africa, and I had to get the plane back to Pohang, back to South Korea. And it was a very long flight as well. So I was very upset over that. So I said to myself, that I'm never ever going to play for the team again. So I fell out with them a bit, and I wasn't really. That's to answer your question. I haven't been really following them too much. But to answer what you're saying, yeah, the glory days when I was involved with the team was very, very strong. You know, we had players in like top teams, but it just seems now that I don't know.
Mediocre. Mediocre is the word.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, to be honest, Derek, I mean, you said, like Jordan, and you know, I think he's nicking a living. I mean, like he shouldn't. Well, I mean, again, I can't see how like he would play like ahead of you. So yeah, I think things like that, I can actually imagine can actually annoy a player or like a person, no matter what level you play.
Yeah, it was very frustrating, because at the time I was top scorer in my league. I was like, nobody in the squad had more goals than me. I was playing for the best team in Asia, the number one ranked Real Madrid of Asia, the number 1 ranked team in all of Asia. And I was loved, and only positive performances, man the match performances, you know. And the previous game I played was against Gabon, and I came on second half for Sulumentari and absolutely destroyed Gabon. I scored the last minute winner, and this was before the squad got named. So everything was going right for me, you know, and there was no reason why I should not have been in that squad, because I was at a very good age as well, very experienced and playing the best football. But there's just so much politics, and it's just I'm sure it puts a lot of players off as well, because I know Ghana, we've got the talent, but where they're choosing to play for, no disrespect to any other country, but they're choosing to play for teams like England, Italy, Germany, instead of going to, because you can feel that there's a lot of politics, you know, and things that are not done right. Until they're done right, we're going to have this period of like not achieving much. We haven't even qualified for World Cup in a while as well, you know.
Yeah, fair point. Barry, would love to get your final question. You're a mute.
Derek, I was just going to ask you, what team did you find you had your best time at in England, other than obviously when you went to Korea, but other than that?
I feel I had my best time at Shrewsbury Town, because I managed to get to Wembley in the playoff final, and I think that was an amazing experience. We were the first professional teams to play at the new Wembley, so that was an unbelievable experience. I think there was like 40 to 50,000 people there, and I had a really good season as well. I had like 12 or 13 assists and 11 goals as well, from the right and up front as well. So I had a really positive season there. Now, even though I fell out with the manager, the manager fell out with me at the end of
Who was the manager?
The manager was Gary Peters. I don't know if you heard of Gary Peters. Yeah.
Right.
Although he fell out with me at the end. I still think that he was one of my best managers. He has so much belief in me. Like, literally, I'll be not well, sick at home. He's like, Derek, I'm going to put you in a hotel. You're going to relax. You're just going to come. We use you in the last minute if you have to, but you're going to have to be part of the squad. You can't stay out. You know what I mean? So we had a weird relationship, me and Gary, but he trusted me so much, and he showed me so much, he showed me so much confidence, gave me so much confidence as well to do what I do. Yeah, so I'll say Shrewsbury, definitely.
Amazing. And Mecca, would love to get your last final question.
My question is, how are you still playing now? I'm nearly 29 and my body's giving up on me. So
salami, isn't it?
Yeah. How you still, is it like fitness regime? You have to, yeah, man. How you still going?
It's the Ghanaian blood, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Tell him. Tell him.
I think I don't know, because I don't feel like I was wear the GPS machine and I was clocking like 33 kilometers, and hello.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Yes,
yeah,
I can.
Yeah.
We can hear you. No, we can't hear us.
Keep going.
No, I think for some reason, can he hear us? We can hear you.
Derek?
See,
He's
there
gone.
goes the like Ghanaian blood run out.
I think he's played like 10 games and scored 9 goals.
Yeah,
it's in the Spartan League, isn't it?
What league are they in now, Nana?
I think it's the South Midland Spartan South Midlands League. The Spartan, yeah.
Derek, can you Derek, can you hear us?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I was clocking like 33 kilometers in my sprints and stuff, and I'm still to this day like I don't know when the time is right to retire, because at this moment sometimes I sit there and say to myself, I could still play League 2 or League 1 because of the performances I put in and stuff, and I don't, after the games I'm not fatigued, I'm playing 90 minutes and it's not a problem at all. So I don't know whether it's going to hit me one day and be like, I can't move no more, or is it gradual? But at the moment, I feel that I can play for another 3 or 4 years easily, or even longer. So I don't know if it's going to become a time where my body just gives up straight away. But if it's gradual, I don't see the process starting yet. So I think it's because I'm not I don't take a lot of supplements. I've always tried everything naturally. I've never really had too much injuries. I'm always doing my stretches. I'm not a big drinker. I'm a social drinker. Maybe I drink 2 or 3 times a year or something like that. So I think that has a lot to do with it as well. And I don't drink like fizzy drinks and eat a lot of sugar and stuff like that, so I think probably that helps as well. So
yeah. I love that. And I just want to touch upon your son. Is your son playing for Carlisle?
No, my son is actually in Greece playing in a Super League 1 for a team called Kalamata. So he went out there at the start of the season for trials, and he done really well, and they've signed him up. So he's up in Greece. I was there a couple of months ago. It's a beautiful town. They're really looking after him, and hopefully he can stay there he just turned 19 now. He can stay there for a year or 2, and then get experience in playing first team football and professional football as well. So,
wow, yeah. Amazing.
Where would you ask him to play? England or Ghana if he gets a call up?
He's already said he wants to play for Ghana, so he's already expressed that to me. So I was really, really happy. Don't get me wrong, I really love Ghana, and I just want them to like fix up and make the team great again. And it might take him, because I've got another 2 sons as well that I'm training up, that we're doing, working hard every day, and hopefully they will sign up as well. They will sign professionals soon as well. So I would love all of them to play for Ghana. And I really, if I had it my way, all the talented youngsters would really choose to, like Hudson Odoi, I wish he would choose to go and play for Ghana instead of, I think he's waiting around for England to come. You should just look up, is it Zaha from Palace? Eventually, he waited around for England, never came, so eventually he went back to Africa. So that was really good. But if they can do that from a young age, I mean, you're missing tournaments, you're missing World Cups, just wait around, just go back and play for your country. You know what I mean? I know they're dual nationality, and the easy option is to pick England, but I think if they educate themselves as well, because they've been in England, or most of them have been in England all their life, but if they educate themselves, go back home and see the people, see how things are as well, maybe that's up to the GFA, that's up to the, you know what I mean, to show these kids that they got a plan to bring Ghana back into the top 10 in the world, or top 20, you know.
Cool. And for your son that's playing in Greece, have you kind of told him about the birds and the bees, just to kind of make sure that he's concentrating on like football, don't want no groupers around, train hard, you gotta eat right, etc.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good boy. He's got his head up screwed on right. You can check his social media. He's very humble. He's not on there flexing and doing all the most these young footballers do and stuff. You know, he's got a bit of me in me, because I was very like focused in where I wanted to be. I always knew that I would play for Ghana. I always knew that I'd play in the top level. So that's what is installed in him. And until he gets to where he wants to be, he's so hungry until like he makes it where he wants to be. That's his total focus. I mean, I go to his apartment and he's just got it's like a, how can I put it? It's like a library of stuff on those. There's affirmations on the wall. There's pictures of where he wants to be on the walls. He's got footballs everywhere. He's got gym equipment. He's doing the most. You know what I mean? He's focused. That's from me constantly seeing how I do things. Even to this, when it comes to watch me play, you can see my warm up is different from every other. It's like I'm 18 and I'm trying out for a team. Like my warm up, everything. I said, listen, son, every time you're on that pitch, every time you cross that white line, it's work for you. You understand? You have to put in everything. You can't come off this pitch and say what ifs. Do you know what I mean? So I think for the moment we've had all the talks about the birds, and we've had all the talks, and he's very focused on achieving his goals. You know.
Cool. Yeah, well, you know, birds and the bees, but sometimes like a bit of roses is actually all right sometimes, you know. Even at the bees,
sensible, that's all.
Exactly, as long as it's sensible. Derek, thank you so much for like coming on. And you know, again, actually, I want everyone to actually please go and follow Derek, because you know, you can also have a YouTube channel. You are very active on Instagram. You got training videos. I've seen them. So you know, again, like you are a very active user on like, you know, social media, and literally you also inspire a lot of players, and literally like a lot of people that you actually don't even know. So, and literally you inspire me. Again, you was the first person to actually come on to my show as a professional. So again, thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you for having me. Thank you guys. Really enjoyed it.
Cheers.
Oh, and before you retire, if you ever consider playing Vets football,
yeah,
Vets.
Vets.
Link me up, please.
No. You know what? Come and link me up, man. You know what? Like I need to go.
No, I played Vets football. I was playing Vets football last season as well. I was playing.
Yeah, because you was
you came to one of my games, didn't it?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yeah. It was Interwood. Yeah.
I've been playing there. I've been playing there for a year. Sometimes I play Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, listen. I mean,
I love Vets football.
Yeah, because Interwood were in the final against I don't know what team, but you guys demolished them. It was like 6-0 or something.
Yeah, it wasn't fair.
It just wasn't fair in the final. I was thinking, what is this? It was like you guys actually ran over them. But yeah, Derek, man, like again, if you know, if you kind of want to play Vets, if you kind of want to hang out with the second best content creator in the UK, you know where to hang out. So
yeah, definitely. I'd love to catch up and kick ball with some of you guys. It would be a pleasure.
100%. Thank you again, Derek. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. All right,
cheers. Thank you. What a guy.
Well done to Reese.
Thank you.
Pull them out of your ass.
All right, actually, before we go, I've managed to get the results and the table for Division 2. So let me quickly run over them. So apologies. I don't want to leave the guys from Division 2 out. So Independent 2, Bow Street Runners 0, Norwood Lakers 1, Catford 6, and Seagas 1, Sporting Santos 3. And I got a message from Ashley regarding that game, and he says, "Hi Tabriz, sorry I can't make the show, but I can give you an analysis. Yesterday was our first game for about 6 weeks against a really organized and well-drilled team. We managed to take all 3 points, winning 3-1, which was great considering we've had time off. Next week we have Bow Street Runners in the quarterfinals of the League Cup. So literally that's from Asher from Sporting Santos. Nana, who of them you guys got in the League Cup?
Could have to check that.
But you guys are
semi-finals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the quarterfinals, right?
Semis.
Was it semis? Okay, cool. But yeah, again, big like shout out to like Asher from Sporting Santos that literally left me that message. And again, thank you to everyone that's been on the show: Paul, Leigh, Nana, Barry, Emeka, Derek. Thank you guys for coming on. I just want to let you guys know I'll be having a dedicated London Vets Cup show. And again, this is going to happen when the semi-final draw happens. Hopefully, I can get all the teams on the show. I'll be working on a few other guests for next week. But hey, you know what? Again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for again just kind of watching and like sticking by the show. Nana, Barry, Emeka, again, thank you guys for like spending almost two hours with me. I wish you guys positive week. And guys,
we got Sporting.
You got Sporting next week? Not what in
the League Cup.
Oh,
yeah.
When is that?
Not sure yet. Probably the 29th.
Probably 29th. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, 29th of January. Cool. Well, if like we don't have a game, yeah, I'll actually definitely come back down and watch that. Barry, do you want to quickly mention about the Ultimate Sports Network one more time?
Yeah, the Ultimate Sports Network. If you are into football or you want to network with people in football, just contact me at the Ultimate Footnet on Twitter. You can contact or get in contact with 4,000 sports professionals across, from agents to players to chairmen to managers, coaches, from the whole plethora of football, from the top to the bottom, basically. Grassroots all the way up to the Premier League. So if you want to contact people in football, you want to get ahead in football, contact myself or Tabrice, and we can set you up on Telegram.
And again, let me say this Telegram group is a very active football group. Coaches, managers, players, agents. There's literally a lot of stuff. And again, you can actually go down a big rabbit hole if you wish. And again, thank you again for like and actually as well, anyone that kind of wants to join the group, every single Monday from 9 o'clock, there's a football chat. Emeka, you'd be great in it. Nana, I know that you was there last week. Apologies, I wasn't there early because I would.
We missed you, Nana. Yeah, I said that to him.
Yeah, I did. But Emeka, you'd be great in it because we literally just talk about everything. And again, it's no holds barred. So like, anyone that wants to join the group, please contact Barry. Again, guys, thank you so much for all of the comments. We will see you again next week at 8 o'clock. Have a wonderful evening, guys, and have a productive week.